Hello, my name is Oluwatobi Olaniro, and it's been a long while this should have come together. I always wanted to put out something for you guys because there's always so much to share. But when you don't have the vehicle, that is the devices, the lighting, you just don't know how to go about it. So I was able to get around this today thanks to my friend who literally a lights are beaming on me right now, thanks to family as well for supporting, for locking the doors while I record this. What exactly is the future of marketing in an AI age? I mean, there's been this narrative, a lot of people have had to talk down on it, and it's the truth that you just can't say this is the end of the world just because AI is now here. Because one of the things that communicates is it's doomsaying. It gives a lot of people anxiety. It makes people feel like, what's the future? And it makes them wonder, is there anything for me in this industry? And even if you go into tech in 2025, I tell you, there's still a lot of hopelessness out there. The job market isn't smiling. So how exactly do you get into the business of marketing in an AI age? I have a quote there that says, what's the current state of marketing and what's next for marketers? Now, I didn't go for much of that typical research thing. These are more like things that I've tested and has helped me to understand this is the business of marketing today. So, my guys, let's get into it. Let's learn about the struggle of marketers in an AI age. Most marketers are not smiling. Most marketers are struggling to be very, very sincere. And there's a crazy aspect where companies are talking about, oh man, we are going to replace our entire marketing team, our entire operations team, our even if they can say it, our entire tech team in a few years by AI. And there was a report I read, I don't remember the publication. It says the AI pilot of many companies have so far failed. So how do you recruit back the guys that you flushed out of your company workforce just because you heard about a new technology? And that's why it's always wise that our work relieving process across companies is a nice process. It's not something that is just cut out for destruction or for laying them off because it should be more profitable. In the meantime, you are just experimenting. I'm one of the most inquisitive persons you can meet on the planet, and I can tell you as of this moment, I'm also still experimenting with AI. I hope that I don't allow my channel to be taken over by AI tips, workflows, and stuff. But I have a lot to share already on how AI can work for you, even as a marketer. But the truth is, you can't begin to tout AI as a replacement for human workforces. Now, take note, everybody will be impacted if actually AI could replace human workforces. What will be the future if HRs lose their jobs? The guys that actually keep jobs actually lose their jobs. If CEOs would literally be almost redundant. I imagine that tech teams can be cut into a number of two if AI begins to get adopted on a large scale. But there's a lot more that the human workforce has to do. I've been likening the AI age to what I call the same hype that electric cars got, because the electric cars, they are good, they are expensive. The only thing is their replacement for fossil fuel vehicles has to be in view of an excess of 50 years. So just in case you need some hope about your marketing career, I can tell you that the replacement that is likely to come, if he eventually comes, because the marketing mindset is different from what we've been doing in SEO for a long time. And that's why I'm literally done with Google. I don't care. Like, talk about the new thing, relevance in engineering, talk about AI or talk anything. I don't care. The reason is I have a principle in business. And the principle is simple. If I'm selling into a market and the person that controls that market can determine that, oh, you're making a lot of money from this, how can I own the entire chain instead of allowing this middleman or this player to exist there? Then they'll take it over. It's like selling to a school coaching lessons, either in business or tech lessons. I am collecting millions from them. At some point, they'll figure out how to actually force you out of their system. You have to look for your own students. Otherwise, you don't have a business anymore. The list goes on. Intel was selling into Apple's market, and Apple discovered the best way to actually create their own chips. I repeat, the examples are many, and that's why I am not taking anything about Google seriously. I'm now more focused on creating content that lasts a long time. The interesting thing is, it's not that I don't care about ranking anymore. I will rank, but I will make sure that the content matters to the business more than Google. And that's about it for that. We also have situations where content writers who had need to write and edit every word no longer know what their role is. They don't know what their responsibilities are. And that's why I really love a particular lady on LinkedIn. I've forgotten her name now. She happened to have gotten ahead of ChatGPT, saying we needed to be better editors than writers. That just explains our struggle. Just in case you don't know what is next for you, you need to be a better editor, not just a writer. And there's still a lot of work in writing. Journalistic writing is still evergreen because it requires you investigating, it requires you finding out what your customers are doing. Now, I'm not saying that you should write news, but I'm saying that journalism is now the core of the future of writing. You need to go out there and interview real human beings. So, because most machines can't do that, except robots will be able to interview in the future, but most machines can't do that yet. So that's a space you can definitely look into. Also, many marketers don't know how to make use of AI, especially because they hate it because it's likely to replace their jobs. Most marketers hate AI. Like, they're just wondering, guys, you just developed a tool that's supposed to obliterate an entire industry. How come? Well, industries get obliterated every single industrial age or every single age as well. But what needs to be done is we need to be able to evolve, and that's what this particular video is all about. So what's the reality today? I mean, there was a time when I started freelancing, writing was a gold mine. I made my first million from writing, and up to 2022 I think we were good with writing. I also writing for as long as possible because I just couldn't pivot into video where I am now because my laptop at the time was a mess. I tell you, I just couldn't afford to destroy that system because of the computing power that video required. However, there are viewer writing jobs out there today. When you see an opening on LinkedIn that's putting out an announcement for writing, you discover that writers are literally hungry for jobs. Within minutes, you have thousands of people that have applied for the job. The truth is, in video, you don't have that much. But you have a good number too, but you don't have that much. In tech, you have a good number, but you also don't have that much, nonetheless. Marketers are constantly sharing panicky online posts. I mean, there's always someone out there that is talking down AI. There's always someone out there cussing out a particular tool. There's always someone out there that is saying one thing or the other to disparage people from AI. But guys, the business is not likely to come back the way you want it. Is it that you evolve or you get fished out for life? I'm not a doomsayer. I don't discourage people, but I want to tell you that if you are going to make the best of the future that is laid before you guys, please wake up. Create content that is different from everything Google told you to create back in the days. Now, when I say different, I'm not saying don't consider their rules. You have it in your head already. But you have to create something unique, something that is different, that makes these AI tools look for fresh content from you. Now, I'm not an authority in this AI process, but I tell you that I have proven time and time again that research-based content, journalistic content, interviewing your former customers, your existing customers, trying to know, okay, what exactly can we do better? What are the things we were doing better? Amongst other things, are some of the things that works in this space. So many marketers are pivoting. Let's not deceive ourselves. Many marketers have moved. I moved to video. Some have moved to this go-to-market thing. It's also marketing, but there is a actionable version that makes it, they're the ones that go out there to get businesses for B2B businesses, because B2B businesses struggle a lot. Sometimes they have to create slide decks, they have to hold online meetings, they have to create videos, they have to do demos and all of that. A team, pretty much called the go-to-market team, are the ones that do that for B2B businesses. There will be an episode where we'll talk about go-to-market teams, but for now, that's the simple explanation that you can get for that. And then CRM rules. CRM rules are still very hot. I remember that 2020, I was already looking into how to get into HubSpot, but I discovered that I needed to be part of an organization to get a license to become a professional in that space. I mean, I never got it, but I talked to one of my bosses recently, and he told me that in the UK, especially where he is, they are still looking for CRM professionals. You can be a developer, you can be an architect, you can be literally anything. You can be an HubSpot professional, basically. Salesforce is there. What's the name of this other guy? This email marketing tool, quite expensive. Klaviyo, Zoho, and all of those tools, they are awesome places that everybody can consider in the future. Yes, how can you now be resilient in this marketing space that is now tricky? Like this space where you're struggling, you are tired, you are literally like, God, help me, I need to be relevant. Like, this is not the time to be frustrated, this is not the time to be anxious. Yeah, how can you be resilient? Let's take a look at some of the things we can do. And I made it role specific because I was struggling to actually come up with some things for some other fields. But I know writing, I've been in writing, I've been in video, I'm literally everywhere for now, but it's still limited. So I've been in a good number of spaces basically. So I made sure that I made it specific to some of those roles. Don't be angry. If you have a role that I've not addressed, I can definitely send you some details subsequently. Do you understand? So let's consider that on a later date. So basically, I have considered what writers can do to be resilient. For me, I think one of the things you can do is to pivot to a much better writing solution for your clients. So how can you do that? You can basically do that by actively creating content that AI currently cannot touch. I've been touting case studies on my LinkedIn profile for a long time because I got fired up when one of my big digital mentors kind of talked about it in a conference I attended. That was South African, and it was Stella Inabu that talked about case studies. I mean, I see the power of case studies heavily in an AI world because these are stories told by human beings. AI cannot steal your story. See, if I can tell you, this is a prediction I have for the next 100 years. I can tell you that AI will not steal your story. You would always experience things. You would always have personal stories. And that's why books are not fading out. They just need to be digital, if necessary. You can read them on your Amazon app, read them on all forms of apps, basically. But good stories will never fade out. And case studies are not really stories, but they are a way of getting into the mind of your clients, former customers, or existing customers. Interviews that work. Yeah, talk about full content. Bottom of the funnel content is still gold. These are content that you have done an in-depth research into the features of your product, going probably sometimes in comparison with others. If not, it could be an in-depth walkthrough on how this particular tool solves your problem. It differs from case studies because it's basically a client that is looking for a solution, and you are creating or serving a content, written content that solves or addresses that pain point directly. And the moment the user who already has an intent to get your type of product get in touch with your content, good. They are easily button and you get your leads right away. The other thing you can also look at is research-based articles. Chima Meje was talking about one of the cohorts I was supposed to join that I didn't have enough time to join. I was talking about how that companies are still looking actively for writers that can do technical research. Guys, I'm not big on writing again, and I'll keep saying it. But my name is Jimmy Wright, so I know the pain of writers, right? So I can tell you for free, if you know how to do in-depth research, forget, your business is not fading out soon. So for content generalists like me, because I'm telling you that I'm this guy that keeps telling all of you, don't niche down. The reason why I wasn't cutting the web of AI was because I didn't niche down. Well, you could tell me that I've been stressing myself. I mean, there are evidences of stress sometimes, but I tell you that be a content generalist, be everywhere in your field. It doesn't even need to be content. Be everywhere in your field, just in case you're watching this from another field entirely. Be everywhere in your field. Don't deceive yourself. You need to be out there. So let's have you creating more content in more formats. Design graphics, shoot videos, write content. That's what it means to be a content generalist. Look for all ways to be relevant. That's my goal, and I think you need it as well, right? So basically, I just want to say that as a content generalist, it's time to caution yourself. This is not the time to jump on fun projects. This is not the time for it. Be very deliberate about throwing away clients that do not matter, guys that are just going to stress you. There's no point. Don't deceive yourself. These guys will not add much value to you in the first place. So allow yourself to make the decision that you do it with them if they don't align with the kind of project you want to offer. Basically, don't waste time. Make sure you are focused. So double down on what works for you. Make sure that your eye is on the goal. Make big money. Guys, don't pity clients. I recently gave a proposal of 1 million naira to client. Yeah, there was a lot of negotiation. She removed some tasks and all of that. We reached a compromise. And I'm still planning to give more or bigger proposals to clients because I need to pay bills. I need to feed my family. So I cannot be mincing words on my services. I cannot be nice about the cost of my services. The place where I'm going to be nice is getting you results. If I can get you results, please pay me for my worth. So I'll say that don't fight this AI thing, because a lot of people are out there trying to say that, oh, they just hate AI. AI is a useless tool. Don't fight it. See, I think our lives are easier as marketers with AI tools. So don't waste time making it feel like as if, oh, AI is stealing my job, so I hate it. No. Why not look for ways to use it and still distinguish yourself in an AI age? I think you do extremely great if you embrace AI while making sure that you have a distinguishing edge around your work ethics. And that's pretty much my advice to you today. So thank you so much for watching. That's pretty much it on this episode. It was just an effort to put something out there that can help maybe a new entrant, an anxious marketer, someone that is concerned about the future. And I hope that you are able to make the best of this. So see you on the next one, and have a lovely day today. Bye for now.